So tomorrow is the big day. Holy shnikes. Midterms are tomorrow. And by the end of December, we'll know who won the elections, maybe. You know, it's just a joke. Jokes are not funny. Jokes are not funny on Facebook, and we don't tolerate them here. We'll see. But it's going to be a big day. I'm going to vote tomorrow. I've decided to do it on the day, on Super Tuesday. How about you? Are you voting tomorrow, or have you already done it? Look, this is going to sort of be a recap, but it's probably the most productive thing that I could do, the best value I could give tonight, because I'm still getting questions about, hey, Bernie, what's up with the judges? What's up with the amendments? What are you going to do? What are they about? So what I want to do is, and I'm going to do it in just a second here, give you a chance to screenshot. That's what I'm going to do. I'm literally going to screenshot it. Take it with me. So you'll have it. Let me see what you're going to do. Who's voting tomorrow? I'm voting tomorrow. I usually vote on election day. And that's back when you found out the same day who wins, that kind of stuff. But so I'm going to do it again tomorrow, but I have voted early. Now, when I ran for office, and I ran for Panama City Beach City Council back in 2018, and I think I voted on election day because I wasn't sure, if I voted for myself early and then I, just flipped on everything. You never know with candidates, which is why I normally vote on election day. But I think just about everybody already knows how they're going to vote on the main candidates, right, on Congress and that sort of stuff. But what about the judges? There are 7 Supreme Court justices in the state of Florida, 7 of them. And I told you all of the interesting stories. Me too, Michael. I told you all of the interesting stories about the Supreme Court. When I went there to visit a while back, there was an age limit of 70. They could not run again if they were 70 years or older, but that was about 10 years ago. And since then, it is now 75. So isn't it interesting that the Supreme Court that votes, they look at issues of age discrimination, and they themselves have rules that discriminate against age. But let's take a look at this. You'll be able to screenshot this when you go in tomorrow. But first, I've got to thank those who helped me do this.
When your life is on the line, hire the lawyer who lives in our community, works in our community, and worships in our community. I'm Al Saulene, your Panama City Beach lawyer. 850-215-0628.
And by the way, he's not only your Panama City Beach lawyer, Bay County lawyer, did you see that? 8 consecutive Best of Bay winner as well.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
All right, here's what you can screenshot when you go vote tomorrow. I am taking Tho Bishop's advice. Let me give it to you on the full screen. There you go. There it is. So if you, and I've said this before, if you want a Florida that is full of lockdowns, and you believe that kids should have surgeries to affirm their gender, stuff like that, then you're not going to probably want to vote like this. But if you believe in sort of a more free Florida where we don't do those kinds of things, if you like Governor DeSantis, this is probably how you're going to want to vote. All right. Is that fair? I'm being fair. It doesn't mean Republican, Democrat. I'm just saying. I can see Democrats saying, yeah, I really don't want to go through all that again. And I'm not really down with all of the gender affirmation surgeries with kids, that sort of stuff. So just a little heads up. So this is how I'm going to vote. You can screenshot it. Supreme Court justices, remember there are 7 of them, 5 are up for re-election. We're saying yes on Coriel and Grossens. All right, just 2 yeses. Judges almost always win, these Supreme Court justices. It's hard to get them voted out, it seems. But there are 3 no's, LaBarga, Polson, and Kennedy. God, they've been there for so long. Those 3, I'd be so thrilled if just one of them were voted out. I would be thrilled. So yes on Coriel, Grossens, and no on Kennedy, LaBarga, and Polson. They're terrible. As far as 1st District judges, we've got 3 yeses on the bottom, Long, Rowe, and Winokur. No on Bilbrey and Kelsey. Now, who is Tho Bishop anyway? Tho Bishop is a very good friend of mine. And I really don't know anybody I respect more when it comes to philosophy, when it comes to understanding of government, when it comes to economics than Tho Bishop. He's my guy, man. I mean, for a long time. We've been friends for probably a dozen years now. And I am so thrilled to know him. If you're not following Tho Bishop, you check him out. He is with the Mises Institute, a free market think tank. But he is absolutely fantastic. And if he had his way in government, there would be no cronyism, and people would have an opportunity to start businesses without so much government interference. Government would treat everybody the same. Tho Bishop's awesome. So these are his recommendations. He did all the legwork on this, and I, knowing him as well as I do, it saved me some time, and I'm trying to do the same for you. He says, my position is supporting DeSantis-nominated judges, with the exception being Lori Rowe. She was actually a Charlie Crist appointee, but has a great record, is fairly young, and was a finalist for DeSantis to be appointed to the Supreme Court. On the amendments, I'm yes, yes, no. Yes on Amendment 1, which simply allows flood mitigation improvements on houses to be treated the same way wind mitigations are treated for tax purposes. That's a yes. Amendment 2 abolishes the amendment committee that does stupid stuff like bundling together a ban on indoor vaping with offshore drilling. Remember that? There was an amendment we voted on a few years back. People were opposed to offshore drilling, and so it looked like that was a guarantee. So these idiots on the amendment committee, which needs to be kicked to the curb, they added indoor vaping. That was like one amendment. God, the amendment committee sucks out loud. Let's get rid of them. So that would be a yes. Yes on Amendment 2 abolishes those jokers. So let's do that, please. And then no on Amendment 3, although I understand if you vote yes on Amendment 3, but the reason I'm voting no on Amendment 3 is because I want government to treat everybody the same. It would create a special tax privilege for government employees, which I don't like. Okay, so you got that. Everybody has that screenshotted who needs it. Again, it's going to be a short show, but it's the best value I could give you tonight. I just couldn't justify, especially since I'm still being asked questions about it. Okay, so there you have it. What was I going to tell? Oh, about government employees. I know some really good ones. Really good ones. And I know some really awful ones. But how do you feel about this? I always seem to have a problem. Well, I do. I have a problem with government employees, even city employees make so much more money. Not all of them. Like, notice the cops are paid like garbage. The firemen are paid like garbage. The firefighters, the people who we actually need the most are paid like garbage. But it's those department heads and those other cushy positions that often are paid 3 times, 4 times what the average worker in the real economy makes. And then they get fantastic health benefits and pensions and all kinds of stuff. I've just always had a problem with when government employees who are paid by the rest of us make so much more than the rest of us. And if you're a government employee, that's not a knock on you. Just please remember, when people are calling you and bugging you for help, just have that servant mindset is all. But, I'm voting no on that other one. Let me see if you guys have any comments about that. Video and audio are not matching up. All right. Well, I'm done anyway, Frank, for God's sake. I don't know why. Is it like that for everybody? Maybe the internet's slow, or maybe I'm talking slower tonight. I don't know. Could be a number of things. Frank, I need you to come and help me out is what I need. If you can come check things out and fix it like you used to do. Hey, that's Frank's rifle. That's his flintlock rifle right there. Wait, no more constitutional laws to keep pregnant pigs out of crates. Right, exactly, Michael. Show your notification. Clicked on it. Nothing. Yeah, Frank. Facebook doesn't like me. They really don't. Matching up. Right on, Marcus. Marcus, it could be that you and I are on a different wavelength too. I've met you, Marcus. I know you. I think you and I might be on the same wavelength, where Frank is usually out on his own. Have you met Frank? I kid. Frank knows I kid. Frank's my main man. All right, I'm gonna duck out of here. I just wanted you to have that, so you can screenshot it if you're going out to vote tomorrow. I will tell you that I've been learning all kinds of stuff. I just pray to God there's good news that comes from it. But I will say this, especially in the city of Panama City and the county commissioners. Panama City is, some of them aren't sleeping well, and they shouldn't be. I told you that arrest of Michael Johnson last month is about a lot more than Michael Johnson. And I've confirmed that. So, I've been telling you that stuff for a long time. But I'm going to keep learning and digging and sharing with you what you ought to know, because local news won't do it. WMBB, you think they're going to do it? WJHG, the News Herald. And by the way, you probably know already, but the Lynn Haven trial has been pushed back to February. I think there's going to be an evidentiary hearing before that. And if there is, I'll be there. I don't want to say it. But if there is an evidentiary hearing, let's put it this way. Do I think there's actually going to be a trial in February for the now only 2 charges against former Mayor Margo Anderson and the 4 charges against developer James Finch? That's all there are left. All the other ones, the prosecution is thrown out because they were weak. They were terrible, and they don't want to deal with it. And I can understand why. Do I think there'll be a trial, an actual trial, after more than 2 years? Gosh, will it be like 2.5 years for former Mayor Margo Anderson before she has her day in court in front of a jury of her peers over 2 counts now? Well, here's my answer. I think there will be a trial if there is no evidentiary hearing. But if there is an evidentiary hearing, and I think there will be, at least the way they did it last time, there was testimony. And people who will be testifying in an evidentiary hearing may not be people who would be testifying at trial, like law enforcement and others who were involved in the corruption that never were indicted, like the spoken wheels, the wheel of the conspiracy. And so I don't think the prosecution or the sheriff's office or the FBI, I do not think they want to go to an evidentiary hearing and testify. So my answer is this. If they have to testify, if they get called up on the stand in an evidentiary hearing and have to answer questions they don't want to answer, they may just decide to throw the whole thing out. Since they're only down to two counts against Margot Anderson. Yeah, they threw like 62 of them out. Why would they do that? After more than 2 years. So hopefully they'll get focused on some real corruption. There's a lot of it, and they know it. They've got the evidence. And I think that it's going to really be up to the FBI. Does the FBI want to actually do something? That's what it's going to come down to. So what's my answer? If there is an evidentiary hearing, I wouldn't be surprised if the prosecution throws the entire case out. I wouldn't be surprised. I do believe that the Panama City investigation into Michael Johnson, the former community development director, is a lot bigger than that. The FBI is involved in this investigation, and so is the sheriff's office. Their public trust unit. But if we're going to get corruption cleaned up in this town, it's going to have to come from the FBI. That's where I'm at right now. Unless I see something new and very different than I have seen for 4 years. All right. I didn't mean to get on that, but there's a lot more coming. Tonight, I just had this for you. So I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you again soon. Tomorrow, polls are open from 7 to 7, and then the midterms are behind us. All right. Thanks for being with me.
Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777.
It's a hot time in Florida, and my friend Ryan can make sure your air conditioning is running at peak efficiency. He could even install a new one, built to a higher standard, American standard. Find out more at pcairrepair.com. And a big thank you, of course, to the Unknown Patriot, as always. Thank you so much for supporting my efforts. News coming up on this too soon, by the way. Oh, did you know that? Here's a picture of it. I just saw it here. Here is a picture of what they want to put in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, Panama City Beach. And also the Outfall Project. I'll have lots of news for you on that stuff coming very soon as well. But for now, thanks for being with me, and I'll see you soon.